Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. I promise this is not becoming an AR-15 specific shooting channel. There's plenty of those out there already if you want to watch those. It's just that I kind of got on an AR-15 building jag last winter, and then, as I mentioned before, I was without a club for a while, and I've only recently had access to a range again. So I've got several AR-15 rifles that need testing. This was one of my builds from last winter. I guess I'll go stern to bow on this thing and just give you a quick rundown on what you're looking at. There's nothing particularly exotic here, nothing you should be too unfamiliar with. We've got a very standard mil-spec M4 buttstock. I've got a regular carbine buffer in here. I think it's 3.5 ounces, something like that. So standard carbine buffer spring, standard buffer tube. You can, of course, go back and check out my video from last fall where I talked about the receivers that I bought, but the lower receiver is a U.S. government property marked. This one's the M4A1 from Palmetto State Armory. On top of that, I've got a pretty standard forged flat top upper. I believe this one's from Anderson. I don't remember who made the build kit that's inside it. We've got a nickel boron plated bolt carrier group in here. I can't remember who made that. I bought 2 bolt carrier groups last winter. One was made by Toolcraft and the other one was made by Microbest. One of them was nickel boron plated. The other one is black nitrided. And for the life of me, I can't remember which one's which. So it's either a Toolcraft or a Microbest. On top here, and this is really the reason we're here tonight, to get this rifle sighted in for the first time. On top, we've got this U.S. Postal Service regulation size mailbox bolted on here. This is an Eotech 512. It's pretty old school. This is the AA battery, a 2 AA battery model. I used a couple of different criteria to select the model 512, one of which was price. This is the lowest priced scope that Eotech makes nowadays. When I bought it, it was right around $400, I think. I think they've gone up a little bit, but not very much. Battery life's not great compared to some of the newer sights that Eotech has out there. But I really like the fact that this runs standard AA batteries. In a sort of SHTF scenario, if you're rooting around through abandoned houses, your chances of finding, in rummaging through a junk drawer in an abandoned kitchen, your chances of finding some exotic lithium battery are pretty low, but your chances of finding a couple of AA's with some life left in them are pretty high. So I don't care if I don't have great battery life. I'm more interested in being able to get batteries readily, easily, quickly. So that's why I went with the Eotech 512, and that's what we're doing out here today. Up front, I've got a Troy Industries drop-in quad rail handguard. Nothing terribly fancy there. That is topped, and my upper receiver are also topped with Magpul M-Bus flip-up backup sights. I hesitate to call them backup iron sights because they are in fact plastic, and a lot of people rag on these because they're plastic. Of course they're going to break. There's all kinds of plastic stuff on this rifle. They're made out of glass reinforced nylon, which is a very tough material. I'm not very concerned about them breaking. If I was using them all the time, they were constantly flipped up. I could see them getting smacked into something and breaking, but most of the time they're folded down. They're backup sights. They're perfectly good enough for my purposes. And lastly, but not leastly, of course, we have our barrel. This is a pencil barrel. It was made by Bushmaster, not the current incarnation of Bushmaster, but the last one under Remington's supervision. It is brand new. I know that some of the early Bushmasters that were produced by Remington had some quality control issues, but apparently the rifles they were making towards the end were actually pretty good. This one has 1 in 8 twist, chambered 5.56. It's not chrome lined, it's just nitrided, and of course an A2 flash hider out front there. So I've already done the boring part of getting this sight zeroed at 50 yards. I want to fire now for 2 groups. I've got 17 rounds of 1980s vintage Winchester green tip here. I've got 2 targets set up at 50 yards. So I'm going to fire 2 5-round groups and see what kind of groups we get, because I'm interested to see what sort of accuracy we're going to get out of this rifle. And I'm also interested to test something else. A general rule of thumb is once you have your red dot zeroed at 50, it should be on again at 200. And I do have steel out there at 200 yards. Now that's 50 meters and 200 meters. Of course, this range is calculated in yards, so it's not exactly 50 meters, not exactly 200 meters. But I want to see if we get the same results out of this. So we're losing light pretty quickly. Let's get to shooting here. Five rounds of paper. So here we go. First 5-round group. I'll take a look and see what that looks like quickly. So the first 50-yard 5-shot group is a little bit weird. 2 shots over here, 2 shots over here, and 1 hit very near the center. I don't know. I couldn't replicate that if I tried, but it's a little under 2 inches. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And, you know, for a pencil-barreled rifle, kind of shooting off of a not very firm rest, not too bad. Second 5-shot group. We'll check that one out. And the second 5-shot 50-yard group, also just under 2 inches, a little more conventional. I'll take it. I think we can work with this. So not too bad for fairly rapid fire. I'm sure we could do better. It looks like this rifle is going to be a shooter. Ooh, barrel's sort of warm. So now I want to test the theory. Well, it's not really a theory. It's more of a formula that the rifle should be on at 200 yards if it's zeroed at 50. The barrel is kind of warm, and this is a pencil barrel. So my groups may have opened up a little bit. We'll see if this works or not. I don't have a lot of light. We'll just put another 5 rounds down range, and then I think we're going to wrap this up. I know I said 5 rounds, but I didn't want to leave 2 lonely rounds left in the box. So we're going to shoot up our last 7 rounds of ammo here, and then we'll call it quits. Let's see if I can hit steel. Those are fairly small targets. I'm guessing they're about 10 inches square. See if I can make any of these 7 bullets connect with the steel. No. I hit the steel that time. Let's try it again. No, I don't think that was steel. I think that was me hitting a rock or dirt or something. Well, I think I hit the steel one time, so we were pretty close anyway. So we are losing light here before the neighbors start complaining. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I've got at least one more, well, I have one more new AR video to do, and then there will be a follow-up regarding the one that's been giving me a lot of trouble. That's probably going to take me a while to put it together, but expect in at least the next couple of videos to see some blued steel and walnut instead of plastic and aluminum. And when that goes live, I hope to see each of you here then. Later, guys.